My name is Kim Liep. I'm from Cambodia. The Khmer rule, they kill all my parents. They kill my parents and my brother and my sister. Yeah, and all my auntie. But some of them is starved to death, no food to eat. And we got to work from the dark to the dawn.
ចាំជាងគេគឺខ្ញុំដែលពេលគេយកប៉ាយកដែលបងខ្ញុំអូសនឹងគេអូសនឹងឡានគេចងឡានចងអាដែកយើងចងឡានអូសហើយក្មួយខ្ញុំគេគាត់ចោលឡើងទៅលើគេធុកមកកំភ្លើងធុកធ្លាមដល់ហើយក្មួយខ្ញុំតែអាយុ2 ឆ្នាំ
I still having flashback, nightmare whenever I see, whenever I hear, like we just had the air show last week, the Blue Angel, and so that plane was flying across Cambodia and Vietnam during that time and dropping bomb, and so when we heard that plane, it reminded us of the war time.
Even sometimes I heard the noise like a garbage truck in the morning. Yeah, it sounds like a tank. Sometimes it makes scare me. I'm going to run.
You know, my family never really brought up the story of the genocide. Eventually, as I got older, I realized it's good to talk about those kind of things. Even though they don't talk about it, it's still inside of them.
When you come from a war-torn country and then get placed in the middle of Oakland in the 80s, where there's already rampant drug issues and gang issues and things like that, and now your kids are being picked on, and because the kids can't really, voice this to the teachers or anything like that, and they're basically trying to, survive out here as well, now they're picking up like other types of issues and other types of traumas. And I felt like my mom, with her going through her own like mental health or whatever you want to call it, I guess she rubbed it off on us. So instead of her being loving to us, she's so quick to like lash out and like throw something at us or pull our hair, or because it was done to her, that's the only way she knew how to treat us as well. And I think that she just pretty much took her pain out on us.
Imagine that you're walking down the street with you're a little kid. You're like 3, 4, 5 years old, and you're with your grandparents and your parent, and they are constantly surveying the scene to see who's going to hurt them and how are they going to get hurt. And they're jumpy and they're looking around and they're maybe yelling at you because you're skipping because they're worried you're going to get killed because this is what happens to survivors. They were constantly worried that they would lose their children. And so then you hold that in your body. Instead of thinking the world is a safe place, you hold it the world is not a safe place because you've been given that message. You've got people yelling at you, telling you not to skip and not to be happy, and they don't mean to be telling you not to be happy, but they're scared for you. And they're scared because they can see you looking around thinking that person's going to hurt me all the time. And so then they hold this in their body and it just gets reinforced. And then they start walking through the world that way, and they start getting those kind of reinforcements back at them, and it causes, and they may then start using substances to manage that. They may start getting involved in sexual exploitation because they're looking for love. They may get involved in gangs because they're looking for family. And so that just gets kind of, we call it multi-generational trauma. It just keeps going.
So I started hanging out, cutting school. I guess I got into burglarizing homes, robberies, so school, education, all of that I completely gave up on that. I didn't know how else to take out my anger, and I got into some troubles, so that meant that I was arrested, so put on probation.
I know so many second-generation Cambodian folks that don't speak the language, that don't understand the customs, that their parents isolated them from the community because the trust was broken, that they just wanted them to acclimate into American society, to speak only English. We identify as Americans. So many of us were born and raised here not knowing anything else about our culture. So to think that the Cambodian issues and the Khmer issues are just an isolated thing just for our community to suffer alone is not fair. We have been a part of the Oakland story. We've been a part of the American story. And I really think that, sometimes for me to tell people that I'm Cambodian, many people have so many more questions, like, where is that? Or what happened in the war? Or what was the war? There was a genocide? So many people are so uneducated about the Cambodian experience, and in a way that makes us more invisible.
It is very important to understand the genocide and let the next generation know about this, because if we don't learn from the past, then we know this thing will happen again.
So how can we come together to support our youth and to support our elders that have lived here for so many years?